Tim Mander has faced weeks of questions about whether the address he'd enrolled to vote at was actually the address he was residing at. And that's because in April it was revealed he'd given an address to the Australian Electoral Commission, which is understood to be one of his staffers. Now, Mr Mander insisted at the time that he'd made all appropriate declarations and that it had been common knowledge, he told State Parliament, that he'd been going through a marriage breakdown and so his circumstances had been changing. Despite those insistences, yesterday the AEC confirmed it had referred the matter on to the Australian Federal Police. The election watchdog says it couldn't find compelling evidence to show that Mr Mander was living at that address. And late yesterday, Mr Mander released a statement saying that he had told the Premier David Crisafulli that he would step aside from a state cabinet while the matter was investigated. He said he didn't want to detract from the work the government was doing. We've heard from the State Premier David Crisafulli this morning. He spoke to reporters in Brisbane where he said he's received the same assurances from Mr Mander that he's been making publicly, and he wants to allow the investigation to run its course. Here's a bit of David Crisafulli speaking earlier.
He's assured me that he's been truthful and now it's up to the AFP to investigate that, and I think that's a fair and reasonable process. It's what I said to you from the start and it's what I remain consistent with today.
Now, Mr Crisafulli was also asked about when exactly he found out about the referral to police. It's understood that Mr Mander was first made aware of the matter on Wednesday evening, but that David Crisafulli didn't find out until Thursday lunchtime when he found out through the media. He was also asked whether he thinks further decisive action should be taken, including whether he thinks that Mr Mander should be sacked. But he said at this time that he wants to allow that investigation to be allowed to happen and that he hopes that it happens swiftly and that it's dealt with quickly. In the meantime, Mr Mander's Olympics and sport portfolios will be taken over temporarily by the state's Tourism Minister, Andrew Powell. It will also mean for Mr Mander that his salary of about $390,000 a year will drop down to $190,000, but he's continued to insist that this will be dealt with swiftly and that he's confident the matter can be resolved.